Welcome to our first webinar about M-Gard yeast beta-glucans. Today, we'll introduce you to Biotec BetaGlucans. We'll review the history of M-Gard, explore its structure and how it works, and review a few studies using M-Gard. In December 2020, Lallemand was very lucky to be able to acquire Biotec BetaGlucans in Norway. Biotec BetaGlucans was previously a wholly owned subsidiary of the Arctic Zymes Technologies company. Arctic Zymes is an enzyme technology company. Biotec BetaGlucans has been dedicated to producing and studying yeast beta-glucans for over 30 years. They own their production plant in Tromsø, Norway. It is dedicated to the production of yeast beta-glucan products. Beta-glucan is a natural immunomodulator that enhances the body's vital defense mechanisms against pathogens. The production facility and quality control lab are both pharmaceutical GMP and ISO 13485 certified. The team there is involved in the continuous development of beta-glucan products to serve several different markets. From this point on in the presentation, I will continue to refer to Biotec BetaGlucans as BBG. Of the products manufactured at BBG, it is M-Gard which is most exciting for us at Lallemand Bio-Ingredients. M-Gard is the nutraceutical ingredient for consumers that can be incorporated into dietary supplement and food formulations to provide immune support. As mentioned, BBG also produces other products such as SBG or soluble beta-glucan. At the moment, the SBG is currently being used in ongoing scientific and medical research. It is the M-Gard that we will be focusing on, and we will explore this ingredient in more detail in this webinar. M-Gard is minimum 80% yeast beta-glucan, a natural immunomodulator that enhances the body's vital defense mechanisms against pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, fungus, and more. Studies completed by Biotec BetaGlucans and others have shown that M-Gard exerts immunomodulatory effects in vitro and in vivo in experimental animal models and human trials. In the next few slides, let's review how M-Gard works. M-Gard is not just any yeast beta-glucan. It has a structure unlike any other on the market, which enhances its bioactivity. The unique molecular structure of M-Gard lets it bind to specific receptors on immune cells, resulting in enhanced immune response. This interaction is known to occur through different cell surface receptors, in particular the dectin-1 receptor. Binding to this dectin-1 receptor triggers cellular signaling pathways, which modulate the immune cells that are part of the innate immune system. This modulation of the innate immune system is the underlying mechanism of M-Gard. It results in an enhanced immune response upon infection, which is due to the enhanced secretion of cytokines and activation of phagocytic cells. The innate immune system is the first line of defense against most infections. It functions also as the mastermind of the immune system, controlling and adjusting its response to infections. The immune-enhancing effect of M-Gard results in a stronger immune response after infection. In a sense, by taking M-Gard on a regular basis, that is, every day, we are able to almost train our immune system to have a stronger response to infections and thereby better overall health. The illustration here is meant to demonstrate qualitatively how M-Gard does not keep the immune system stimulated at all times. However, only at the point of infection does the immune system respond with a greater magnitude than it would if M-Gard was not being consumed. So how does M-Gard have such an effect on the immune system? What is it exactly that allows it to prompt the immune system to react so strongly? It is the precise structure of M-Gard which gives it its unique ability. Let's compare it here against other types of beta-glucan. Because beta-glucan from cereals, bacteria, and algae are linear or have mostly cellulose linkages, they have little or no effect on the immune system. Mushroom and yeast beta-glucan both have beta-1,3 linked glucose units with beta-1,3 or beta-1,6 linked side chains attached by beta-1,6 linkages. However, it is the frequency of this branching, also called the degree of branching, and also the length of the branched chains that predicts the immune response. The terminal or end part of these branched chains are the structures recognized by the receptors on immune cells. As we can see here, the barley, oat, wheat, bacteria, and algae beta-glucans have beta-1,3 or beta-1,3 and beta-1,4 linkages, but they are all linear with no branching or side chain linkages. Therefore, they have limited immune function. The mushroom beta-glucan does have the beta-1,3 backbone linkage with the beta-1,6 branching point and beta-1,3 or 1,6 branching linkages. However, you will notice that the branch length is short and the degree of branching is not in the ideal range. It is the longer side chains that are responsible for the immune response. Mushroom beta-glucan, therefore, has a weak effect on the immune system. Yeast beta-glucan, with longer side chains and the ideal degree of branching, creates a much stronger immune response. Emgard, derived from baker's yeast, not brewer's yeast, has long side chains and the ideal degree of branching. The extensive side chain branching is preserved during the extraction process, and this is why M-Gard has the ability to create the strongest immune response. As we know, M-Gard is not the only baker's yeast beta-glucan on the market. So what makes it so effective? What ensures that it has the ideal degree of side chain branching in order to exert its biological effect? First, M-Gard is derived from a proprietary yeast strain and has a unique molecular structure. And it is produced by a proprietary method that had been patented by Biotec BetaGlucans. This method's optimal fermentation conditions, gentle extraction and purification processes ensures that M-Gard has the optimal structure that makes it so much more potent compared to other types of beta-glucan. BBG has completed several studies which demonstrate the superior activity of M-Gard compared to other products on the market. In this particular case, macrophages were examined in this internal study. These graphs compare the immune response after exposure of these test cells to 10 micrograms of beta-glucan. The first graph on the left compares the activity of beta-glucan extracted from a brewer's yeast-based product with M-Gard, the green bar. We can see that M-Gard was able to stimulate the immune response significantly more than the competitor. We see the same result when comparing the effect of M-Gard to another baker's yeast beta-glucan. It's obvious that these alternative products are not equivalent to M-Gard in terms of their efficacy. M-Gard clearly works better to boost the immune response. In this study from 2015, it was demonstrated that 100% of the mice infected with hepatitis B virus were able to clear the virus from their system after 9 weeks of oral administration of M-Gard. In the left-hand graph, you can see that only 30% of the mice in the control group who were not given M-Gard showed clearance of the virus. In the right-hand graph, you can see that the M-Gard was able to promote the production of hepatitis B antibodies starting by week 5 of administration. In this study, we can see how ingestion of M-Gard enhanced the expression of cytokines in the liver, spleen, and thymus. Cytokines are signaling proteins that are produced by immune cells to regulate immune activities in the body. Compared to the control mice, represented in blue, these organs in the mice ingesting M-Gard, represented in green, showed an enhanced expression of these immune signaling proteins. In this study with mice, we can see that M-Gard helps to counteract symptoms of influenza. In general, when mice get influenza, they will quickly lose weight. 2 days before being infected with influenza, the study mice started ingesting M-Gard. The mice studied for 5 days are represented by light blue bars. The mice studied for 7 days are represented by dark blue bars. You can see that the mice ingesting M-Gard lose less weight than the mice taking no M-Gard, medication, or influenza drugs. M-Gard even has a positive effect on the mice who are taking influenza drugs. M-Gard can still improve the resulting health of the mice. The animal health version of M-Gard is called M-Glucan. It is simply a lower concentration of M-Gard. Our Lallemand Animal Health Group will be selling M-Glucan from BBG. Some studies have been done with M-Glucan. In this one, pigs were either fed with M-Glucan or not. Pig studies are often compared to human studies as there are many similarities. In this study, it was shown that in their dirty environment, M-Glucan, in green, was able to protect pigs against infection, resulting in lower pig mortality due to disease. In general, these BBG studies and other studies using M-Gard demonstrate that M-Gard reduces sick leave, improves clearance of viruses, in particular the hepatitis B virus, enhances the expression of cytokines, increases protection against influenza virus, protects against infection diseases, and potentiates the antibody response. Some of you may be interested to know more about SBG, the soluble beta-glucan that is being used in medical research. Here is one example of a study using SBG. The study was done on children who suffer from a childhood neuroblastoma. Normally, survival is at a rate of 20% due to relapse after remission. SBG was taken orally and was used in conjunction with a vaccine and was able to enhance the effect of the vaccine and in a way train the children's immune response to prevent recurrence of the cancer once it was in remission. It is remarkable, but the facts show that this yeast beta-glucan product from BBG played an important role in enhancing the patient's own antibodies to prevent relapse. BBG beta-glucan products are, by far, the most studied and documented beta-glucans in the world. These products include Emgard, M-Glucan, and SBG. 66 animal studies and 22 human studies have been completed to date. These trials all demonstrate that beta-glucans from BBG enhance resistance to virus and bacterial infection and reduce mortalities, boost the efficacy of vaccines, and improve overall physical health and protect in periods of excessive stress. So who should be taking Emgard? It's safe for any member of the population and an important supplement to support immunity. After a year of experience with the COVID-19 pandemic, it's clear that we can say every person on the planet should understand how important a robust immune system is. Taking an effective yeast beta-glucan supplement can help keep the immune system ready to take on any pathogen quickly and mitigate its effect on the body. In general, the extremes, the very young and elderly, are affected the most by external pathogens. In children, it is as their immune systems are developing. They enter school and become exposed to other children and bring home various viruses affecting their respiratory systems and their ears, nose, and throat. Of course, they generously donate these new pathogens to their parents and siblings. The effects of aging on the immune system include a reduction in the number of new B and T immune cells being produced in bone marrow and the thymus, as well as the diminished function of existing mature lymphocytes in their secondary lymphoid tissues. As a result, elderly individuals do not respond to immune challenge as robustly as the young. Aside from the young and old, people may experience reduced immune function due to normal stress, excessive athletic performance, and otherwise compromised immune systems. Emgard is suitable for all age groups to take to protect themselves from pathogens. Regarding dosages, for adults, it is recommended to take 250 to 500 milligrams per day. This range was developed based on studies done by BBG as well as extensive sources of scientific literature documenting the effects of yeast beta-glucans on the immune system over many years. Yeast beta-glucan is a safe food product, and the literature also suggests some dosages for younger populations. For example, very young children can benefit from dosages as low as 15 milligrams, and older children may take up to 100 milligrams per day. Overall, we recommend that parents check their regional regulations and ask their child's doctor for specific recommendations for their children. M-Gard is a powdered product with a very long shelf life of 5 years and is suitable for a variety of dietary supplement and functional food applications. Its upper limit for temperature is 121 degrees Celsius, that is 250 degrees Fahrenheit, which makes it easy to incorporate into a variety of finished products. It is currently in consumer products such as capsules, gummies, and powder sachets. For use in liquid, although it is not soluble in water, it disperses well, and liquid applications are possible with the usual shake well instruction. M-Gard yeast beta-glucan is approved as a novel food in the EU. It is allergen-free and produced under pharmaceutical GMP quality. It is US FDA GRAS approved, and GRAS refers to generally recognized as safe. The production facility and lab in Norway also operates under ISO 13485 for medical devices. Along with the other ingredients from the Lallemand Health Ingredients portfolio, Emgard is also natural, gluten-free, vegan, GMO-free, kosher, and halal. So as you can see, the product is really unsurpassed in quality. With regards to regulations, yeast beta-glucan is most often considered a food product, and it is very safe. In fact, the European Food Safety Authority says it nicely when they say, "The source, baker's yeast, traditionally used for the production of bread, beer, and wine, does not give reason for concern, since it has a long history of use in and outside Europe." In the EU, yeast beta-glucan is considered a novel food. It can be used in food supplements at up to 375 milligrams per day, or in foods for particular nutritional uses at up to 600 milligrams per day. The foods for particular nutritional uses include foods for people with digestive system disorders, athletes, and people on low-calorie diets. In general, these are called dietetic foods. It cannot be used in infant formula, and there are no health claims allowed in the EU. In the USA, yeast beta-glucan is considered as GRAS, or generally recognized as safe. There are no limits to its use, and it can be used in dietary supplements and food. There are no health claims allowed in the USA either. In Canada, it is considered a natural health product or food additive for use in food and supplements. Health claims may be allowed with a natural health product license. In Malaysia, it is classified under other food components for use in food. There is a claim allowed. Beta-glucan from yeast may help to support immune system associated with cold. This specific condition of cold must be applied. In China, yeast beta-glucan is considered a new food raw material and can be used in food except for infant formula. No health claims are allowed. In India, there does not seem to be a specific classification for yeast beta-glucans. It can be registered with approval from the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. In Australia and New Zealand, it is considered a traditional food and/or a herbal component for over-the-counter products. It can be used in food or over-the-counter products, and no claims are allowed. So what makes Emgard unique? Well, as we saw, Emgard is derived from a proprietary yeast strain. It has a unique molecular structure. It's the most effective yeast beta-glucan with high efficacy compared to other brands. The proprietary purification process ensures that Emgard has the optimal structure to make it so much more potent compared to other yeast beta-glucan products. The documented effects of Emgard are supported by knowledge and experience gained in a variety of areas, such as animal health, pharmaceuticals, and medical devices. And beta-glucan from BBG is the most documented yeast beta-glucan in the world. Studies include those for human health, animal health, treatment of wounds as a medical device, and an ongoing pharmaceutical clinical trial. So why choose Biotec BetaGlucans? Well, we produce in our own factory in Norway with no third party involved. We produce according to pharmaceutical grade standards. We have over 30 years of dedicated experience studying and manufacturing yeast beta-glucan, and we're passionate about this molecule. Biotec BetaGlucans is a world leader in yeast beta-glucan R&D, making us true experts. And beta-glucan from BBG is the most documented yeast beta-glucan in the world. Thank you for your time and attention. Please contact your Lallemand representative for more information. If you do not have a representative, or even if you do, you are more than welcome to email us at info@biolallemand.com or visit us at www.emgard.com or www.biolallemand.com. You can also visit us on LinkedIn at Lallemand Bio-Ingredients. You will receive a copy of the webinar in a follow-up email tomorrow, so you'll be able to see this information again.